So, guys, Betty and Barney Hill, the UFO incident, also known as the Zeti Reticula incident. Of all the UFO cases, and there are many, I would say that Betty and Barney Hill keeps on compelling people to know more and to speculate. So, what actually happened to Betty and Barney Hill? Well, they were driving. This was around, this date is 19th to the 20th, September 19th to the 20th, 1961. It's not firm because they lost time, which is sort of a common thing with UFO encounters. So their 2 or 3 hours or more were sort of lost. They were driving around New Hampshire roadway, and the case has become so important and famous that the New Hampshire state legislature actually put up a marker, as you can see right here. So many people unfamiliar with the case might say, well, why should we believe Betty and Barney Hill? Now, both individuals are deceased. They're no longer here, but their story has been documented in books and films. And before she passed, Betty would go around to UFO conferences and conventions and would tell her story. So again, like, why should we believe the Hills when there are so many other incidents, or why should we believe any of these people who claim to have interacted and had close encounters with extraterrestrial beings? So again, if you're not familiar with the Betty and Barney Hill story, you might not realize that there are several, more than a few, elements to the story that are compelling, that lend weight, that are supportive. First and foremost, physical evidence. There was broken clothing. Their shoes were scuffed beyond just someone walking around, to investigate something. Barney's binocular strap was torn. I think almost in half, it was ripped. So again, these are physical manifestations, physical evidence that many people don't realize happened and are there in the story. It's not just memories or an account. All right, consistency in both accounts. Under hypnosis, both Betty and Barney Hill related their story, and the psychiatrist found that it was incredibly compelling, incredibly consistent. Now, there were some differences, as there always will be in recollections for, say, multiple witness, say, for a crime, some, stressful and impactful, witness account. But there was so much consistency that no one who heard these tapes can say that they were wildly different in any way. And finally, this is very interesting. I just learned this recently. The Hills did not publicize their story. There was a full 4 years before they went public because someone had leaked the hypnosis tapes or a lecture tape. So then they were forced to sort of say, well, yeah, it happened. We have these tapes. And then they started talking about it publicly. We have the physical evidence for the Hills case, the consistency in their accounts, and then the hypnosis sessions. Now, these are completely emotional. They're completely convincing. And it doesn't mean, of course, that the account is true, but it's a completely compelling element of the case.
I want to wake up. You're not going to wake up. You're in a deep sleep. You're comfortable, relaxed. This is not going to trouble you. Go on. You can remember everything now. It's right over my right. God. What is it? And I try to maintain control so Betty cannot tell I am scared. God, I'm scared. It's all right. You can go right on. Experience it. It will not hurt you now. I got to get my gun. Oh! my God! All right. All right. That's all. I gotta get my gun. Go this way, Steve. You got guts now.
So people have been talking about the Betty and Barney Hill incident for years, for decades. I remember as a kid, of course, when the UFO phenomena was all the rage, still is, there was the TV movie, the Betty and Barney Hill story, the UFO Incident. It's a great movie. It's James Earl Jones plays Barney and Estelle Parsons plays Betty Hill. You can find it on YouTube for free. Great movie, just a great film. But, the decades of speculation, I think, of course, will continue. People still have doubts, and then there are true believers. Now, to answer the question, did it happen? I think something happened. I think it's clear something happened. Something so compelling and emotional, as you heard in the Barney Hill hypnosis session excerpt, something that compelling and emotional. Now, debunkers, doubters say, well, they had a sort of shared dream. They corrupted each other's dreams. That's unbelievable. The psychiatrist who conducted the hypnosis sessions said it was a singular aberration. He couldn't say if it was true or not, of course, or, if they really experienced extraterrestrial encounters, but he said it was a singular aberration that he had never seen before, and I guess was never in any of the literature. So, what do you think? Hope you're subscribing. Hope you're enjoying. See you soon.